Driving a car feels pretty simple, right? You turn the wheel and the car goes where you want it to. But under the surface, there's a fascinating mechanical puzzle being solved every time you take a corner. If all your wheels just spun at the same speed, turning would be a screeching, skidding mess. So how does your car solve this? Let's dive into the ingenious device that acts like a tiny mechanical brain.
Here's a question you've probably never even thought to ask, but the answer is absolutely critical for safe driving. Why is it that when you take a corner, your car just glides through it smoothly instead of the tires fighting each other and skidding all over the place? Well, the secret lies in a brilliant piece of engineering hidden away between the wheels.
Okay, so before we can really appreciate the solution, we've got to get a handle on the problem itself. Imagine this. You and two friends link arms, and you all try to walk around a corner together. What happens? The person on the inside barely has to move, right? But the person on the outside has to practically jog to keep up.
Well, it's the exact same deal for your car's wheels. When you turn, the outer wheel has a much longer circle to travel than the inner wheel. If they were locked together, forced to spin at the same speed, one of them would have to drag and skid. And that's not just inefficient, it would absolutely shred your tires over time.
So, how did car makers solve this tricky physics problem? They came up with this really brilliant piece of engineering that lets the wheels spin at different speeds, all while still getting power from the engine. And it's called the differential.
And the clue is right there in the name, differential. It allows for a difference in wheel speed. This thing is the crucial component that makes turning smooth and safe, and it prevents all that skidding and strain that would otherwise tear your car apart.
All right, to really see how this thing works its magic, we have to look inside what mechanics sometimes call the metal pumpkin on the axle. And you might be surprised. It's a pretty simple system of gears, all working together in perfect harmony. So, let's meet the key players.
First up, we've got the pinion gear. Just think of this gear as the main entrance for all the power coming from the engine. It connects to that long spinning rod, the drive shaft, and its one and only job is to get that rotational force into the differential.
Now that little pinion gear connects to this big guy, the ring gear, and its job is to perform one super important trick. It grabs that power that's spinning down the length of the car and flips it 90 degrees, sending it out towards the wheels.
And here's where the real magic happens. Tucked inside the ring gear's carrier are these little guys called the spider gears. These are, and I'm not kidding, the MVPs, the most valuable players of this whole setup. They're the ones that do all the thinking.
And last but not least, we have the side gears. Those thinking spider gears mesh directly with these two, and the side gears themselves are connected straight to the axles. So, when a side gear spins, a wheel spins. This is it. This is the last link in the chain that gets power to your wheels.
All right, so we've met all the players on the team. Now, let's put them to work and see how they act in two totally different situations. Just driving in a straight line, and then making that all-important turn.
So, first, let's imagine you're just driving in a straight line. Easy enough, right? When this is happening, the entire setup basically acts like one big solid piece. The ring gear spins, and it just carries those spider gears along for the ride. The spiders don't actually rotate on their own, they just act like a solid bridge, pushing both side gears equally. 50% of the power goes to each wheel, and both wheels turn at the exact same speed. Simple.
But what happens the moment we start to make a turn? Well, that inside wheel is forced to travel a shorter path, which means it naturally starts to slow down. This creates a little bit of resistance. And that resistance, that tiny bit of drag, that's the key. That's the signal that kicks the whole system into action.
And this is the moment of truth. That resistance from the slower inner wheel means the spider gears can't just act like a dumb solid block anymore. That resistance forces them to wake up and finally do their real job.
So here's what happens, and this is the coolest part. The spider gears start to rotate on their own little axles. They literally walk around the edge of that slower, resisting side gear. And as they pivot against that slow gear, that same motion forces the other side gear, the one connected to the outside wheel, to speed up. It's this beautiful, perfect mechanical balance. Whatever speed one wheel loses, the other one gains.
Okay, so this whole setup, which is called an open differential, is absolutely brilliant for driving on normal roads. But, and it's a big but, it has one major flaw that becomes painfully obvious the second you lose traction. See, you have to remember one fundamental thing about the differential. It's kind of lazy. It's designed to always take the path of least resistance. It's always going to send the engine's power to whichever wheel is easier to spin.
In a turn, that's the faster outer wheel, which is perfect. But in other situations, not so much.
And this brings us to the classic, frustrating one-wheel peel. Picture this. One of your drive wheels is on a patch of ice, and the other is on nice, grippy pavement. The wheel on the ice has almost zero resistance, right? The differential sees this and thinks, hey, this is easy work, and it sends 100% of the power to that spinning, useless wheel. The wheel with all the grip gets nothing, and you're not going anywhere.
Now, of course, engineers have found ways around this for vehicles that need it. Off-roaders and race cars use things like locking differentials, which can literally force both wheels to spin together, or limited slip differentials, which are a smart compromise. But honestly, for 99% of us just driving to work or the store, that standard open differential is the perfect, simple, and elegant solution.
So, when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway here? Well, it's that this really simple collection of gears acts like a primitive but totally brilliant brain.
Really, the best way to picture the differential is as a simple mechanical brain. There are no electronics, no sensors, no computers involved here. It just uses the pure physical forces of resistance to automatically figure out how to split the engine's power, making sure your car turns smoothly and safely every single time.
It really is an amazing piece of pure mechanical engineering. So, now that we've broken down the differential, what part of the car should we tackle next? Drop a comment and let me know. Are you more curious about how a classic manual transmission works, or do you want to unravel the complex magic inside an automatic transmission? Let us know. Thanks for watching.